Well, good morning. Today I'm hiking for health at Caswell State Memorial Park. Well, how do you like that? It's kind of a theme this year in this area. That's the Stanislaus River sitting out there, flowing away very beautifully. And this is supposed to be the trail to one of the beaches at the state park. And as you can see, there is no beach, there is no trail. The Stanislaus River has covered it up for now. So there's other trails here, we're gonna hit some of those other ones, but that's how it is here in the valley right now with all the snow up in the Sierras and the amount of rain we've had. This is what it looks like. Any kind of trails that are near the rivers, we have lost some of them for now because the rivers have decided their banks are boring and they want to go over them, and so they have. Well, it's a nice little hike so far, but it's not my job to bag on anything. I am a big supporter of the state park system, the national park system, regional parks. Man, if you can get some parks with some trails in them, I'm a supporter. But I gotta say, Caswell right now, it was self-registration at the gate, so there's no ranger there at this time anyway. Today there wasn't, to get any information from, like if there are any trail closures or anything like that. There are no trail maps at the front gate, or maps of the park in general, and that is a bit of a problem. It's a small park, so it's not like you need a professional topographical map or anything to hike it. But as I've been hiking a little bit now, I've managed to find what is called the Nature Loop Trail, and it says it's only about 0.7 miles long. Now I know there are other trails here because I have seen park maps like online and stuff, and there are other trails in the park, but right now I've been able to find this one. And the problem is most of the trails, at least that I've been able to see so far, they are not marked very well, and they don't make it easy to find them. So I'm on what I can be on right now, and it's beautiful out here. It's nice. The bird song, and I can hear little critters behind me hanging out in the bushes and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's a good experience so far. But boy, I really would like them to mark their trails better so us hikers can find them and know where it's going and how long it is and that kind of thing. But I get it. The state of California, everybody is around the country is having issues with finances, and so they can't staff everything. And so there you go. You've got a gate that's self-registration and all that kind of stuff, and there's nobody here to really ask any questions of and get clarification. But I'm going to enjoy the hike and keep going to see what I can see. Well, I've come upon another point in the trail where it is flooded. and I could probably work my way around maybe that side. But to do so, I'd end up probably damaging plants and things like that. So I'm going to go back, because there was another loop that went off to the right. I'm going to take that one and see where it takes me. But yeah, that's been the story so far. The few trails I can find go to a certain point, and then we hit water. So we're going to go ahead and turn around and head back to that other fork and take that fork, and we'll see. We'll see how much I can get in. All right, now we're talking. We got some trails that are marked. The only thing is I'm out in the middle of the place. I've been hiking already for a mile, and this is the first clear trail marker I've come across that actually says this is a trail this way, this is the trail that way. So I have been on the Gray Fox Trail, although I didn't know that because it wasn't marked when I actually got on it. And now I'm going to divert over here to the Majestic Oaks Trail. But there are some trail markers. That's good. It would be better if they were marked at the very beginning, because I haven't seen that happen. But hey, you know, a hike is a hike. I'm having a good time so far, and that's really what counts. All right, so this is why they call this section the fence line trail, because it does. It emerges out here along a fence line. That's a private property orchard right over there. And on this side of the fence line is still the state park. Got a lot of water over here. I have a feeling that that's not supposed to actually be there. I think that's part of the flooding they've had, but I'm on the fence line trail according to the last marker I saw, and that's why. It goes along this fence line that connects to farmer's private property, where he's got quite a big orchard going on over there. So, interesting. So this has been the story so far for a lot of the side trails I've taken. This was off of the fence line trail that I was taking, called the Hidden Lake Trail. That is not the Hidden Lake. That is the river and other things that have overflowed and have filled this area up. The trail goes right down the middle there, and it's underwater. And so, that's been how it's been, and that's not a state park thing. There's nothing they can do about that. That's straight up just nature doing her thing in a wet year like it is right now. But yeah, some of these side trails I'll get maybe 100 yards and then run into something like that. Some of these I will go for you know, a good half mile, and then all of a sudden you're stuck. You got to turn around and go back. So that's unfortunate, but that is the nature, literally, of the kind of thing that's going on in the state park. Or this whole area, not just the state parks, but I mean the regional parks are dealing with that, the preserves, the national parks. A lot of the rivers around here are swollen, and they are doing their thing, and their thing right now is not contained to their banks. They're all over the place, out of their banks, flooding things. So I know I don't know, maybe it sounds like I'm ragging on the insulting the park and stuff. I'm not. This has been a good hike. I mean, these are supposed to be hike reports, so I keep it real. If there are trails that are flooded, I say they're flooded. If I think there are supposed to be more trail markers to make things a little more clear, I'm going to say that. But at the same time, I still recommend coming out here. It's a beautiful state park, and I got here just before 9 o'clock on a weekday. It's Wednesday. And I am the only one here. There's nobody in either parking lot, including rangers. There are not even rangers here. Because I mean, there may be one doing stuff around the park, but there was nobody at the gate. So I self-registered and paid my fee. It's $10 to get in right now, by the way, for day use. And there is camping available here. But I still recommend it. It's a heck of a nice park, and the trails, even the ones I can access right now that aren't covered in water. I mean, this is a real walk through an oak forest. It really is. You're surrounded by birdsong, some pretty old oaks that just span out and tower. We're coming up on a couple I'll show you in a minute. But I mean, you can even see over there. Look at just these big oaks just towering up, and the beautiful green underbrush going on and stuff. It's nice. It's a good hike, and I do recommend it. Are there room for improvement? Yes. Is nature being the way nature wants to be, with flooding a couple of trails? Yes. But ultimately, still a nice place, still a great hike. I'd rather be out here, even with not a lot of clear trail markers, than stuck in an office or doing nothing at home, being sedentary. So there it is. I'm out here, and it's really cool. So I just wanted to get that in there. I'm not, honesty is the big thing. I'm transparent. I'm out here hiking. If there are little issues, I'm going to mention them. Whether they're issues with me, issues with how nature is just being in this area right now, or issues that the state park could address, I'll mention them. And that's life. That's reality. But ultimately, nice place. I do recommend it, especially if you can come out here on a weekday in the morning. There's a good chance you're going to have most of this place to yourself, and it's just nice kind of hiking the trails secluded. Just one person. You're not disturbing the wildlife too much, and so you get a chance to hear them and see them more. So I just wanted to get that out there. Here's what I was talking about earlier. Look at these oaks. They're just all over the place, and they're huge. They just go towering up over us. They are absolutely amazing, and you're surrounded by them. You are walking through a real oak forest, which some people who live near them, you're like, oh, big deal. Out here, this valley used to be covered like this. This was what was out here, was just thick oak forest all over the place, and wetlands and things, and now they're gone. Literally, the only place you get this kind of a concentration of an oak forest is in a place like this, a state park or some kind of a nature preserve or regional park.